Hi, Kim from inspiredtosing.com here, and today I want to unravel some of the reasons why you might be feeling like you're straining your voice. So that sort of throat tension, that gripping, that pushing, whatever it is at the throat level that is making you feel like you can't sing with ease, so you can't project the sound easily. So the first thing that I wanted to touch on is that people generally start too strong or too high too quickly. Learning to sing takes time. It takes time to train your body to do different things, to learn the different techniques. And so you want to be doing that and upping it in incremental stages, so gradually making it harder and harder for yourself. You don't want to start out with some crazy Whitney Houston power ballad. You want to start with things that are a little bit easier and challenge yourself in little steps. So that would be the first thing, is really listen to your body. It will tell you, it will strain a lot if this song is far too hard for you, and to let your voice do what it wants to do, and then you can start to tweak different things. So one of the things that I see in contemporary musical theatre singers a lot is that they try to replicate what the recording artist has done, and often that is a lot more powerful than what their voice or where their voice is at. So you're trying to aim for this massive belt note, but actually you would be able to sing it quite comfortably in a lighter mix or in your head voice. So we just start listening and comparing ourselves and trying to do whatever it takes to match that note, when in reality we should take it easy and we should listen to what our body wants to do and what it can do, and then work from there. So that's my first tip, is really listen to your body. The second thing is muscle tension. So tense muscles not only absorb your sound, but obviously make it a lot harder for you to get the sound out. And it just feels really uncomfortable. So let's talk about how to get rid of it. So there are 3 places that muscle tension is most common that then create that feeling of strain at the throat level. The first one is the tongue. So the tongue, usually when we think that it's too high or too hard and we're kind of wanting to push it out, the tongue gets involved. And what happens is it usually pulls back, pushes forward, or hovers in midair, all of which create tension, particularly at the root of the tongue, which is far further back than we actually realize. So in order to get rid of this tension, you're going to do something a little bit crazy and put the tip of it behind your bottom front teeth. And then I want you to imagine that you've hit it with anesthetic, so it can't move, and you're going to feel really stupid. You're going to sing the line really, really dopely, so you can't even understand the words. All you're trying to focus on is to eliminate that tongue tension, almost having it dead and not able to move. Then once you've done that for a few times, start to gently articulate. So start to make a little bit more sense out of those words until you get to a point where you can actually understand what you're saying, but the tongue is staying relaxed. I know you're going to feel crazy, but it's worth it. I would never tell you to do something that made you embarrassed that wasn't worth it. The second thing is the jaw. So often the jaw tension travels down the neck. We can really feel it going through there, which obviously impacts on the throat. So you want to make sure that the jaw is nice and soft, and people like to either touch the jaw to realize what's going on, or practice in front of a mirror so that they get a bit of an idea of when they're doing it, and they can have that visual or that feeling that reminds them to let it go. The third one is at the abdominal muscles. So often I find that when people are confused about how to support their voice, they've been taught to sing from the diaphragm, which is one of my pet peeve phrases in the industry. They can tend to tighten their abdominal muscles, so they suck them in. And if you do that for me now, if you suck in your abdominal muscles and then release them and then suck them in, so do that a few times, pay attention to what you can feel at the base of the throat. Can you feel a tightening when you grip your abdominal muscles in? That's not great. So we don't want to kind of fake this idea of support by activating these muscles that actually don't give you any more volume or power or control when you're activating them like that anyway. So in order to do this, it's again about focus. You want to breathe, you want to sing, and just keep almost your mind's eye on those abdominal muscles. Sometimes people again like to touch the abdominal muscles as a physical reminder to let them go and to keep them tension free. And the last piece of the puzzle, which is closely related to this, is actually proper breath support. So often when we're trying to go for big or high or what we deem as difficult notes, we tend to either push far more air at our vocal cords or not give them enough air. We really kind of pull back. And what they need is just the right amount of air pressure to be working correctly and working efficiently. And unfortunately, we often kind of have this misguided idea of what that means. So I'm going to get you to sing a note, just any note. You don't have to do the one that I'm doing, just something nice and easy on an R. So breathing in. Ah. Beautiful. Now I want you to do sort of a small to medium hiss, and you're actually going to start that hiss, get a sense of what that feels like in terms of your body, because we're starting to build up a little bit of air pressure. And then you're going to move on to the R, trying to keep that air pressure completely the same. So we're almost freezing everything here. So you're going to do sa. How does that feel different? Can you get a sense that you're actually controlling the movement of the diaphragm, so you're resisting from that end, and the vocal cords are resisting from this end, and you're getting that buildup of air pressure. Now, this isn't a huge amount of air pressure. I said small to medium. You can increase that the stronger that you want it. But again, going back to that first point, please listen to your body and gradually get stronger when you know how to do that safely. So you want to start with that smaller hiss and get a sense of kind of coasting on top of that breath. So not pushing the air to create the sound, but coasting on top of that air pressure. One of my students said it's kind of like there's a balloon, like you're on top of a balloon. And one of my other students said that it felt like they were standing on top of a seesaw, or I think it's like a teeter-totter in America. Getting that balance, so really trying to like ride that breath or that balance. You should feel much more grounded, and it should feel like it's more controlled, but not from the throat level. So I hope that that was helpful. Please remember to listen to your body, really check in with what it feels like. And if you've got one of these habits, it's going to take all of your focus to sort of change that habit, to build it into your muscle memory. So just be patient, please. If you've got any questions or any feedback, please leave a comment below. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.